Last time on Let's Play Trauma Team, we had discovered that Alma's spouse Joseph had been lying about the murder. So we're gonna figure out what's up, or at least delve a little deeper into the case.
I've already told you people, it was a domestic dispute.
Oh.
I was angry at my wife and I stabbed her. That's all there is to it. So what if I'm in a wheelchair? It doesn't mean I can't stab someone. She was standing right in front of me, so I just shanked her right there. I turned myself into the police right after. You know what happened after that. But what about my hand? I injured it, that's all.
I see. The victim's husband does have an injury on his hand. This will prove that the bloodstains came from the husband.
That's a very useful piece of information to know, but it could be deceiving.
True. These pieces of information do share a common bond. The blood on the victim's sleeve is type O. Joseph has a wound on his right hand, and he himself has type O blood. There's little doubt that the bloodstains on the sleeve were left by him.
Solid evidence!
That doesn't prove that he killed Alma, though. We'll need more evidence to be certain. Let's keep investigating. This is one bizarre case. There's so much about it that's hard to believe.
You don't think the husband did it, Dr. Kimishima?
Who knows? Anyway, let's put the facts we know so far in order. The reason why it's doubtful that the victim's husband is the murderer is because...
he has an injured hand, right?
How could I do that?
I have no clue, I haven't been paying attention. So I might get some misses here.
That was careless.
Why would that be? That makes no sense.
Yes. The knife he says he used could not have caused the wounds she died of. There are other reasons to doubt him too, no matter what weapon he used. Pushing it all the way through a human body would require a lot of strength. But
he can't stand, right?
Indeed. He is wheelchair-bound and cannot stand under his own strength. Would he be able to kill someone like this while sitting in a wheelchair?
His hospital records make it clear that he can't stand up at all.
Yes. The shape of the weapon and the details of the death make it unlikely that he's the murderer. Still, he insists that he's the one who killed her.
I don't get it. Usually people lie to avoid being blamed for a crime.
Huh. You have a lot of experience with lying, Mr. Investigator?
Hey, we agreed not to bring up the past, didn't we?
But why would he want to make himself the criminal?
Maybe because he wants to cover someone
All
up?
I can think of is that he's defending somebody else.
Either that, or covering up an even bigger lie. That doesn't change what I need to do at all. Contact HQ about the inconsistencies we've discovered and interrogate the husband again. I'm going to the crime scene. Tell them that, too.
Understood. I'll get authorization immediately.
Alright. Let's go to the scene of the crime. Those 3 misses were so stupid. That's probably just me not paying attention. Maybe being a little bit tired. Alright, what do we got here?
There are traces of something having been burned in this fireplace. It's something other than firewood. I wonder if there's anything left. Huh, I've got something. What is this? There's something else here, too. Is this fur? What is this doing?
Is that the same fur as what was on the body? Probably. If the last mission told me anything, check everything.
There's an inscription on this clock. To my loving father and mother from Abby. A gift from a family member? Huh. Why does this decoration look familiar?
Right.
That's right. It's the same as that star-shaped bruise on the victim's head. The murderer could have struck the victim with this clock. I need to take this back and carefully investigate it.
Wait, what's under the table?
This. It's a shard of glass. What could that be from? Supposedly, only Joseph and the responding police officer were at the murder scene. If that's the case, then...
There we go.
Yes, there were no other shards of glass in the area. The police wouldn't be so foolish as to contaminate the crime scene. I'm beginning to wonder if someone there had cleaned up the other shards of glass. I could send this shard to analysis. We might learn something about it.
Oh, cool. I don't have to do anything with the ALS. Wow, only 3 hearts left, though. This could be bad. Right.
These 2 hairs appear to be the same. If that's the case, then the hair from the fur was on the victim's clothing. Why, though? Hey, little guy. Your turn.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you need something analyzed? Just one moment. There's some kind of compound on the concave surface here.
Any details?
It's wine. Yep, no mistake.
So, there's wine on the inside of this piece of curved glass. That means this shard comes from...
A wine glass?
That's probably right. Then again, there could be some oddballs who drink wine straight from the bottle or something.
Perhaps. Let's assume for the moment that it's from a wine glass. A little more investigation may provide us with more information.
Okay, so there's still more cards that can be combined, okay. wonder why that was voiced. Actually, is there something else on the recorder now? No. Actually, what about the rest of the recording? Is there another piece of information here?
I already told. No, Agent has nothing to do with this. I accidentally cut myself while I was stabbing her.
Okay. So no. Oh, we have another card over here. I completely forgot we had another, that we had another set of evidence cards here.
But I need to know exactly how this wound would have affected her.
Right. So many evidence cards in this mission. Is that it? No.
Little guy, could I bother you for a moment?
Anytime. How can I help?
Well, the wound on the victim's head was caused by a clock found at the scene. I want to know what that wound would have done to the victim.
Okay, I get it. I'll start looking into it right away.
Let me know the moment you get some results.
Dr. Kimishima, I need to tell you something.
Is it good news?
No,
What now?
Bad. Another corpse has been found.
Give me a break. I'm already in the middle of investigating a case for you.
Well, the thing is, it might be related to the Alma Parker case.
Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
A female corpse was discovered in a warehouse at the harbor. The victim is identified as Abigail Parker. She's Alma Parker's daughter.
What?
Yes, it's not just Alma now. Her daughter's been murdered as well.
My God. Is there any connection between the two cases?
We don't know yet, but considering the timing, I'd believe there's a good chance that they're related.
All right. Send the corpse over here. I'll perform an autopsy.
Right. I was going to come over and tell you about the clock anyway. I'll load all the information that we've confirmed onto the computer, too.
Huh. A man who comes to visit bringing a dead body as a present. You're the worst guest ever. This kind of thing tends to upset people, you know.
Hey, come on. This is my job.
I'm joking. I'll have a room ready.
I didn't think you joked,
Yes,
Naomi.
that would be helpful. I'll see you later then.
Great.
The daughter of Alma Parker, the first victim, Abigail Parker.
So there's two victims in this case?
These were her last words. I'm not making any promises, but I've heard your words.
You serious, Atlas?
Oh, this is the cell phone that Abigail was carrying. It won't turn on. Is it broken?
Well, even if it's broken, maybe we can get the SD card
It
or
should be
whatever's
sent
in
for
it.
analysis. It may have some useful information.
Is that the same weapon?
Abigail's hair isn't black. I've seen this black hair before. It's...
Thought so.
That's right. It was animal fur.
Alright, now there should be some evidence we can get, because Abigail was... Apparently, it looks like Abigail was also stabbed with the same murder weapon. What do we got here?
This is a cut. It seems like it was inflicted intentionally.
Isn't that the same shape as
I
the...
feel like I've seen a similar wound somewhere before.
This is scary. Okay.
There's a deep wound on the chest. This must be the fatal wound.
That's in the same place as...
This stab wound has an odd shape. I've seen this somewhere before.
Wow, I think these two murders... I think these two murders were done by the same person. This is scary. Ah, darn it, I didn't want to go to the... Yeah, we've got a crap load of evidence cards now. Well, we gotta have this looked at, too. Well, even if we can't repair it, we can still get, stuff from it. Oh my goodness.
These murders are too similar for us to dismiss the possibility that they're related. The wound on Alma's hand wasn't caused by external trauma, while Abigail's wound was obviously made using a sharp tool. At first glance, these may seem to be completely unrelated. However, if we consider any similarities or connections between the two corpses, these wounds may indicate some hidden link that we haven't discovered yet. Little guy, can we tell anything from this wound?
One moment. Let's see. The stab wound in her chest is the same shape as Alma's stab wounds.
Is that so? My hunch was right. This proves... Yes, both murders were committed using the same weapon.
So were they murdered by the same person?
Not necessarily.
It's likely, but there's no conclusive evidence of that just yet. The wounds aren't exactly the same. There's something very different about them.
Where?
It's...
Wasn't it the depth?
Yes, the depths aren't the same.
Couldn't that just be coincidence? They weren't killed by a machine after all.
I can't rule that out as a possibility either. Still, Alma's stab wound pierces all the way through her body and out her back. Abigail's wound barely reaches her heart. These wounds would require a vast difference in strength to inflict.
I see. Is that so?
In any case, it's dangerous to make more assumptions than is absolutely necessary. Let's continue investigating.
Maybe Abigail's wound was made second.
Just as I thought, these two hairs are identical. So we know that the hair from the fur found in the fireplace at the murder scene was on both of the two victims. From this, we can deduce that...
Yep.
Indeed, the murderer had been wearing or using the fur somehow.
But why would a murderer wear a fur coat? That just seems
Thus,
sloppy.
it's not surprising if we found evidence of it with both the victims.
Is that everything? Nope. This is a lot of evidence.
Indeed, these facts can be put together. Alma and her daughter Abigail. The two corpses share one common thing. That is...
The same weapon, right?
Yes, the same weapon was used for both murders. Another similarity can be found among their belongings as well. That is... Yes, both of them had the same type of animal fur on them. There's a very high possibility that these crimes were committed by the same person.
Okay, so that will be analyzed later. Is that all the evidence? Yep.
Dr. Kimishima, a new testimony has arrived.
Good. Whose testimony is it this time?
Let's see. First, we have the person who found Abigail's corpse. He owns a restaurant, but he seems to be an acquaintance of the victim.
Really? How did they know each other?
Well, it seems the victim was an occasional customer at the restaurant. According to the testimony, the victim had visited the restaurant not long ago.
I see. This may be able to help us determine the victim's situation before she was killed. We should confirm when he last saw the victim as well.
Yes. There's another bit of testimony that needs to be addressed.
Go on.
Well, it's Joseph Parker. He's begun confessing to his daughter's murder as well.
Why now?
What?
When the questioner asked him about Abigail's corpse, he started with the whole I did it spiel again.
Why did you fools tell him about Abigail?
Well, he is her father after all. Someone was bound to tell him.
Well, we've lost the chance to learn what really happened from him.
No matter where you go, there's always somebody who has to ruin it for everyone.
Oh well, what's done is done. I'll listen to his testimony too. Send the voice data over.
Understood. Please do so.
Well, you know what? We're gonna go over those two pieces of testimony next time on Let's Play Trauma Team, since this episode is running a bit long.